Church, it is a privilege for me to spend some time with you on this beautiful Thursday. We are almost in the weekend, and I hope to see you this weekend. I hope you booked a place. Some of us are a little bit uncomfortable still to come out. We are also going to stream our services at 8:30 in Afrikaans and in English. So don't miss it. Watch with us and also grow in the Word with us. We started on Sunday with our series, Who is Jesus? I can only be like Jesus if I know who He is and who He was. I can only walk in that reality and in that reflection. But today I want to speak about our standard form, our basic form. If you go and read Philippians 2, the Bible teaches something quite peculiar about Jesus. But he emptied himself by assuming the form of a bondservant. You see, Jesus could have come as anything. He could have come as just as a rabbi. That was his main form. Even though he was a rabbi, the Bible teaches his main form, his default mode was that of a servant. If you read John 4, John 6, Mark 10, all the things I referenced over the weekend, if you missed that service, go and watch that. That the default mode of Jesus was as a servant, always as a servant. And here Paul comes and reiterates this reality. He gave everything up. He's being equal to God. He became a servant. He didn't function out of the place. We wanted to claim all these titles. The title that he claimed and the basic form out of which he functioned was that of a servant. Everything he said out of his title, if I can say that, or his standard feature of being a servant. Everything he did out of the place that he wanted to serve and be a servant. He didn't claim any of the other things, even though other people claimed it for him. He's a prophet, you're a rabbi, you're our teacher, you're our master. But the reality is, the one thing that Jesus was very clear about, I did not come to be served, but to serve and be a servant and give my life for this cause. Mark 10. But the reality is, we find Jesus in his default mode. His default mode is that of a servant. Now, for the modern Christian in the modern church and for the world around us, we've got a lot of default modes. We jump between modes of different levels of trying to climb different ladders of importance and making a name for ourselves. That wasn't the idea. That wasn't the example that Jesus set. Jesus' default mode was that of a servant. That is how he functioned. When he started his ministry, he started as a servant, and he was obedient right to the death, to his death on the cross, to die as a servant, serving the will of his Father. And after that, his Father glorified him because he acted and he walked in the reality of being a servant. You see, what is your standard form? What is my standard form? I hope when Christ looks at his church that he will only find servants, people of unimportance, people that's not trying to make a claim for themselves, to stamp out their own opinion, their own will. But what is good for his name, what is good for his honor, what is good for his kingdom, what is his will and his plan, irrespective of whether it's easy for me or hard. I want to be a servant and I want to serve my heart out. What an amazing thing will happen if we do that, like I said in the last couple of days, if we do that in our families, if we do that in our societies, if we do that in our local churches. But just taking on the form, this is going to be my default mode. I'm going to serve and be a servant. I'm not just going to serve because that can be sporadic. I'm going to be a servant day in and day out for the King and for his kingdom. May your default mode be that of a servant. Nothing else but to serve the King and his kingdom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Have a great day. Amen.